Hello, Lovelace, and welcome to our maths lesson for today. As you can see, our question for today, our challenge for today is, can I divide a 2-digit number by a 1-digit number? Brand new word there, divide. So far, we've been looking at multiplication, and you've done a fabulous job. Can I just remind you, though, that all of the videos are online. You can go back and look at any step, any part, any video you feel you need to at any stage. So just because we've moved away from multiplication does not mean you can't go back and have a bit more of a practice. Okay, so the videos are there for you, and at any point, feel free to rewatch any bit of it or any video, and just keep practicing. You've done a wonderful job so far. You really have. You're working so hard. But if there's any little bits that you weren't clear on, please do take a second look. Okay, but for today, we're going to move on and we're going to look at division. Okay. Now, this is how you might see division. Now, we're not going to be doing division this way today, but we will be doing. This is called the bus stop method. And the reason it's called the bus stop method is it looks like we've put our number inside a little bus stop. Okay, so we'll look at this format, this technique in the lessons to come. Today, it's going to be a little bit more general. We're going to look at a few little shortcuts and a bit of mental division. But here's some key words and phrases, okay? First of all, we've got the number that we're going to divide into, and this is called the dividend. It's usually the biggest number in the question. The number we're dividing into it is called the divisor. The answer is called the quotient. And then the bus stop is the division symbol, okay? The other division symbol is the line with a dot above it and below it. But for this particular working out, our division symbol is the bus stop, this frame, okay? So the big number is the dividend. The number we're putting into it, we're sharing into it, is the divisor, and the quotient is our final answer. Now, don't panic about knowing these words right away. You'll hear them so often that it'll probably just become second nature. So don't worry. It's just to make you aware of this is the language around division. Okay. So some of the key vocabulary for today and for the next few lessons. We're going to divide, we'll be dividing, we've divided by, and we've divided into. There are lots of different ways of saying exactly the same thing. And all it means is how we are going to break up a number. To divide something, we're breaking it up into parts and working out how many will be in each part. So all it is just splitting a number up. We also use words like grouping, sharing, share, and share equally. And it's just another way of saying divide. For example, to share 100 sweets between 10 children, how many sweets does each child get? Okay, so sharing is just the same as division. Left, leftover, and remainder. Sometimes it won't be possible to equally divide a number, and there will be a value remaining that cannot be divided. A bit of leftovers, okay? We call it a remainder. Okay, but that's all it is. So if the number doesn't fit in perfectly and there's a bit left over, that's the remainder. Okay, so there's some of the language that we're going to be using over the next few lessons. But here's a little warm-up for us. Now, most of these calculations you'll be familiar with from your times tables. Remember, times tables in reverse is just our division facts. So quick warm-up, pause the video. How quickly can you do those 4 questions? Go. Okay, well, how many 4s are there in 40? There are 10. And the way we look at this with our times tables, we know that 4 times 10 is 40. So it's just that same piece of information in reverse. Okay, so 4 times something is 40, it's 4 times 10. So there's our division fact. What about 12 divided by 4? How many 4s in 12? Well, again, using our times tables, we know that 4 times 3 is 12. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. How many 4s are there in 52? Well, there's 13. Now, that's just outside our times tables. So you might have had to do a little bit of extra thinking there. And what about this one? How many 7s are there in 84? There are 12. We know that 7 times 12 is 84. So 84 divided by 7 is 12. Okay. Right. Now here we have a question, and we've got some counters to help us. 39 divided by 3. There's our 3 groups, and we are going to share these counters between the 3 groups. There we go. Each group's got 4 counters. So is that correct? Hopefully, right now you are screaming at the screen, no, that's not correct. Because each of these circles don't have an equal amount. We've put 4 in this one. We've put 22 in this one, and we've put 13 in this one. So these groups are not equal. They're not the same. And this is a really, really important point, Lovelace. When we're dividing, so 39 divided by 3 means how many equal groups, how many groups of the same amount can we make? Okay, so this is completely wrong. This is a big, big mistake I've made. Yes, I've put 4 counters in each one, but they're not equal. We've not got equal amounts in each one. Okay, so make sure when we're dividing, it's how many equal groups can we make. So let's try that again. There's our 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's our 39, and we're going to divide it by 3. Now this time we're going to use our table. So we've got our 3 rows. Okay, so we're going to split these 10s and 1s into 3. But this time we're going to look at the place value, the size of these numbers. So we've got 3 10s. Let's just worry about the 10s first of all. And if we put 1 of those in each row, then we've split those equally. Now we've got our 9 1s. Can you imagine where they're going to go? Well, there we go. And again, we can put 3 in each one. We have split them equally. So now each row has got a 10 and 3 1s. Each row has got 13. So 39 divided by 3 is 13. What about this one? We've got 4 10s and we've got 5 1s. So we've got 45 and we want to divide by 3. Okay. Now, this time, again, we've got our 3 rows. So we need to split these equally between the 3 rows. And we can put a 10 in each of the row. But we've got a 10 left over. So what we're going to need to do now is going to have to exchange that for 10 1s. There we go. So now we have got 15 1s. And now we've got to divide those, split those between our 3 1s rows. Okay. So here we have, we've sort of explained that. We have got our 45 that we started with. We've got our 3 10s. And we've got our 15 1s. And all together, we've got the 45. So we've created a number bond here. 30 and 15 makes 45. So we know that's correct. But both these numbers are in the 3 times table. Both these numbers will divide by 3. We've already done the 30. You can see that the 30 divided by 3 is 10, 10, and 10. The 30 divided by 3 is 10. And now we're left with the 15 1s, and we need to divide those by 3. So how many 3s in 15? There we go. They split beautifully, and we can put 5 1s in each row. So all together, in each row, we've got 1 10, and we have got 5 1s. So 15, 15, and 15 makes 45. 45 divided by 3 is 15. Right, time for you to have a go. Try with the place counters or similar dots to work out these divisions. 66 divided by 3, 86 divided by 2, 50 divided by 5, 48 divided by 4, 39 divided by 3, 84 divided by 4. And then question 2, Dexter's working out 56 divided by 4 using this place value chart. Okay. I can't do it because I have counters left over. So do you agree? You can see there he's got a 10 and 2 ones left over. Could he divide those by 4? Could he carry on and complete his chart? Okay. So if you can help him out and then work out what 56 divided by 4 is. And then question 3, use place value counters to work out these divisions. 72 divided by 3, 92 divided by 4, 65 divided by 5, 48 divided by 6, 45 divided by 3, and 64 divided by 4. Okay, pause the video, have a go. Right, here are our answers. How many 3s fit into 66? 22 of them. 86 divided by 2 is 43. 50 divided by 5 is 10. 48 divided by 4 is 12. 39 divided by 3 is 13. See, they've just done that the other way around. 84 divided by 4 is 21. Okay. What about Dexter? He's got 12 left over and he says he can't do it. You agree? Hopefully, no, you don't agree, because we can exchange the 10 for 10 ones. That will give us 12 ones, and we'll be able to divide those. So the 12 ones divided by 4, we'll be able to put an extra 3 ones in each one of those. And if there's an extra 3 ones, then it'll give us a 10 and 4 ones. So our final answer is 14. And then here's your answers for question 3, 24, 23, 13, 8, 15, and 16. Please mark your work. I can't mark your work because I'm not there to put little ticks all over it. So please mark your work. So when you upload it and I get to see it, I can focus, I can concentrate on looking at any mistakes and help you move forward with your learning. Okay? It's a big help for you and for me if you mark your work. Right, what about this one? 51 divided by 3. Now, we're going to look for a number bond, 2 numbers that add up to 51. But 2 numbers that we can divide by 3. So 2 numbers in our 3 times table. Yes, we could do 50 divided and 50 and 1. 50 and 1 do make 51. But are they nice numbers for this question? Can we divide 1 by 3? Can we divide 50 by 3? Not very easily. So let's have another think. What other 2 numbers add together to make 51, but are in the 3 times table, are much nicer for us to work with? Well, what about 30 and 21? 30 and 21 add up to 51. So altogether, we've still got 51. But these 2 numbers you'll recognize from your 3 times table. So they're going to be much easier to calculate with. 30 divided by 3 is 10, because 10 times 3 is 30. We're doing our times tables in reverse. And 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay? And all we need to do now is add these 2 numbers together, and we will find out how many 3s fit into 51. There we go. 51 divided by 3 is 17. And we've been able to do that with a simple number bond and our times tables. Okay? Breaking it up so we're dealing with nice simple facts that we are quite familiar with. Well done. What about these 2? Okay, 64 and 75. So for the 64, I am looking for 2 nice numbers that add up to 64 that are in my 4 times table that I'm familiar with. And 75 divided by 5, again, 2 numbers that add up to 75 that are in my 5 times table and I'm familiar with. Pause the video, have a go. Okay. Well, for me, I'm going to go for 40 and 24. Those two numbers add up to 64. So altogether, we have still got 64. And 40 divided by 4 and 24 divided by 4 are both in my times tables. So they're numbers I am comfortable with. 40 divided by 4 is 10. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Add those together. 64 divided by 4 is 16. What about 75? Two numbers that add up to make 75. What about 50 and 25? They add up to 75. So I've still got 75 here, but I've got facts from my times tables that I am now far more comfortable with. 50 divided by 5 is 10. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Altogether, that means that 75 divided by 5 is 15. Okay? Go back over these sections if this is not clear. Right, here's your turn. Okay, Kim's got 92 beads and she wants to share them equally between 4 friends. How many beads will each friend get? So there's a division question in there. And then for 5, less than or greater than or equals will make these statements correct. Okay, so you're going to have to do 2 division facts each time and decide which one has the bigger answer. Pause the video, have a go. Right, so 92 shared between 4 friends. So that's going to be 92 divided by 4. Okay, now if we split the 92, I'm going to suggest 80 and 12. They're two numbers that add up to 92. 80 divided by 4 is 20, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So altogether is 23. And then here are the symbols for number 5. These two calculations are equal. They're the same. These two, 63 divided by 3 is the larger one. So a less than symbol there. 51 divided by 3 is larger, so a greater than. And 95 divided by 5 is the bigger one, so a less than symbol. Please make sure you're marking your work. Again, so I can very quickly see where our mistakes are. If there are any, I'm sure you're doing a wonderful job, but I can look at the mistakes and help us move forward, help you correct that error. Okay, guys? Right, well, that's the end of today. We will carry on with our division next time. So, look after yourselves, take care of those people around you, be kind, and I will see you very soon.